Welcome to our spiritual discipline series, and in this video we're going to talk about the Sabbath. What is the Sabbath? Well, the word Sabbath first appears in the Bible in Exodus chapter 16, where God tells the Israelites to not collect any more manna for the following day, that they're going to stop working and just be. The word Sabbath comes from the Hebrew word meaning to cease and to stop working. It refers to this idea of not doing any work for a 24-hour period. This obviously goes back to Genesis chapter 2, where God created the earth, and on the seventh day, God rested, and he called the day of rest good, just like all the other days where God created and called everything good. The Sabbath is meant to be a day where we reflect God's rest and the day that was made holy by God, meaning it's separate, it's cut above. So on the Sabbath, we're meant to imitate God by stopping our work and resting. And keeping the Sabbath is a commandment in the Bible. It was given to the Israelites. And out of the 10 commandments, it is mentioned as number 4. It is actually the longest and most detailed out of all 10 commandments. Why is the Sabbath so important? Well, the Sabbath was given to the Israelites, and prior to the 10 commandments was given and the law was given to Moses, the Israelites had been slaves in Egypt for 400 years. God told them when they came out of Egypt to take a day to rest and to reflect God and how he rested on the seventh day. And to think about the Israelites, their culture and just the mindset they must have kind of been forced upon them being slaves, to think about that and to think of our culture. Maybe ask ourselves, are we that different in terms of our mindset towards work and productivity? We live in a very fast-paced world. Thanks to our wonderful smartphones, many of us are always, quote unquote, logged on. Constant notifications from work, from emails, from family, from friends, from social media, from news, and so on and so forth. And the American Psychological Association actually have conducted a survey called Stress in America. And it revealed that more than half Americans feel stressed. There are many health-related issues that comes with this idea of constant stress and feeling chronically stressed. So it is important that we do rest. And I also think it's important to mention that God obviously worked and God calls us to work, but we're also called to rest. When the Israelites rested, they showed to the surrounding nations that they were different and that they trusted in the God that they had, and that this God would still provide, even though they may not have been as productive as the other nations around them, because it took a whole day to rest. In essence, the Sabbath calls us to create space in our schedule, in our life, to do nothing, just to be, and to enjoy the life and all the blessings that God has given us. So when we have our Sabbath, there's no longer any performance metrics, that measures how productive we are. And what matters is really resting, rejuvenating our spirits, our souls, and our relationship with God and with others. By observing Sabbath, I believe that we are not only doing our mind, our soul, and our heart a great spiritual fervor, but we're taking a step in faith, just like the Israelites did, to really trust that God will still provide, even though we aren't doing some things that may feel very oppressive. What does the Sabbath look like, practically speaking? One of the amazing things about being a disciple of Jesus Christ is that we have freedom. And the Sabbath and how someone chooses to observe the Sabbath may differ from person to person. It may differ from one day of the week that you want to take a time to rest and to just be with God. It may differ from family to family. A couple of biblical principles to consider regarding the Sabbath. Number one is to stop working, even though they may feel a lot of pressing things such as, I just need to do this, but to really take a moment just to stop. Also just to rest. This does not mean sleeping all day, but it could involve taking a nap. To enjoy the blessing from God, fellowship with others, friends, nature, food, literature, art, the creation, just to really enjoy the creation that God said was good. And lastly, also to connect, to take some time to connect with God. And maybe this is extended time to meditate, extended time to read, extended time to pray, an extended time to just be in nature, whatever helps you to really feel connected to God. The joy of all this, just figure out what works for you in terms of observing the Sabbath, to set aside a day, to not really have an agenda other than to rest, to connect with God, and to rejuvenate your soul and to really be able to take some extra time to learn all the amazing things that God has in store for us.